Hey everyone. I know I say this every single time, but I am so sorry that it takes so long for me to update you on my progress at the moment. Um, it's just been a very, very busy year. Um, I don't know, I don't know where to start. Um, so medication wise, I think I'm gonna start there. Um, I was on Seroxat and pregabalin, as all of you who've been following me may know. Um, but I started getting side effects from the pregabalin, like the gaining weight, which I know is very common, but I was getting like muscle spasms and like muscle jerks, and I was having to go and see like specialists and neurologists and just to see if it was anything other than the medication, but it was all agreed that it was the medication. So, and it was just getting me down so much. I don't know if I mentioned in the last video that like the weight thing was just getting me down loads. So they changed my medication, and I was like back and forth to the mental health hospital, which I just felt like, I don't know, like I'd gone back in the wrong direction. But it was a good decision because now I'm on 150 milligrams of Setreline. I'm also on Clonazepam, I can never pronounce it, which is 1 milligram a day. Um, it's like diazepam, but a hell of a lot stronger. Um, but it just doesn't seem to do anything. My anxiety is just still really, really bad. With it, so they sort of upped the dose of my sertraline because I did start with 50, then I started with 100, and then literally I had an appointment with the mental health hospital last week and they put it up another 50 to try and get me off the Clonazepam because it's only supposed to be a short-term thing and I've been on it since October. It's a bit like diazepam in the sense that your body gets addicted to it and you have to increase the dosage, and obviously it's got to a point that the dosage, I can't increase it, but it's not doing anything either, so it's kind of just sort of pointless taking it. But if I don't take it, then obviously I'm going to have massive panic attacks. So I'm now on a completely different cocktail of medication. But good thing is, although it was the hellish time, I was back and forth to the hospital, to the doctors, I was having panic attacks, I was crying, I was literally losing my mind. I felt like, because when you taper off a medication, you have to like slowly, gradually do it, and then you have to not take anything for a week before you start the new medication to make sure that the old medication's out your system. I literally thought I was going mad. I was so unwell for months, and but ever since I started taking sertraline, I felt so much better. I just don't feel depressed anymore. I'm still getting anxious, but I do have a lot coming up. For example, I've got my wedding in just over 3 weeks. So obviously, trying to organise a wedding pretty much by myself is very stressful, especially when things don't go to plan. Yeah, and I've had to do a lot of travelling and stuff, and I've had panic attacks every single time. So it's not been straightforward. It still isn't straightforward. I'm still not where I want to be, but it's a massive improvement. I mean, I still don't. I know, like, for me, pregabalin was a miracle drug, and I was massively recommending it. It is a miracle drug. Like, I wouldn't be where I am today without it. It enabled me to, study and finish my studies and get a job and live every normal day life without anxiety. I didn't have a panic attack a single time. Like, the years that I was on pregabalin, I haven't had a single panic attack. So it's kind of a bit sort of, I don't know, daunting that I'm getting them again. But the doctors are saying basically run out of options for anxiety medication. I've pretty much tried everything. So they're just upping the Setreline because they say antidepressants can sometimes help with anxiety symptoms as well. So I'm just hoping it's going to help, especially with this wedding coming up. But yeah, I've got a few sort of meetings and things in the pipeline with regards to work. Again, I haven't been able to work because I've been so poorly. I was poorly over Christmas and again, like in and out of hospital, and you know, it was just a really, really bad time. But my fiance's been amazing. He's been so supportive, and I'm really, really lucky to have him. But I don't know, I think my advice would be prograblin's great, but not for a long-term solution. So not something that I would recommend you take for the rest of your life. Maybe it's just a drug to help you get over sort of a difficult time, or just like a year or so, just to get your confidence back. It really did help me get my confidence back and get myself back on my feet. But the side effects just weren't worth it, and I was just getting migraines all the time. And again, the neurologist was like, I think it's some medication, you know, particularly pregabalin, that was giving me the migraines. So yeah, so that's all changed. So that's that. Yeah, like I said, then I'm getting married in just over 3 weeks. Hasn't really sunk in yet, but I am petrified. I just don't want to have a panic attack in the church. I don't want to make a fool of myself, having a panic attack at any point. I've been seeing a psychotherapist, and he's been amazing. And it's just talking therapy, because I tried CBT again. It doesn't work for me. It's great if it works for you, it just doesn't work for me. So I've tried, I found a psychotherapist, and we do talking therapy, and it's just, I don't know, things that I put to the back of my mind because it's so distressing to think about. He like gets it out of me, and it is quite traumatic, but like afterwards it's like out of my head. So it's a really good way of doing, yeah, sort of getting the bad negative things out of your brain. And also like he teaches you, because we all have a default setting. So when something bad happens, or when something, you know, like a panic attack or anything strikes, we go into default mode. We go into, you know, how we manage, how we cope, how we just react to it. And he tries to change my way of thinking. I say he tries because I'm just finding it really hard. You know, he'll get me to like imagine things, like imagine this is happening and this is happening, and try and change my thought process. So when I'm scared, I sort of tell myself and try and be more realistic, because I think because I've had this for so long, it's my inner child that's given me this bad advice and making me panic even more, because my way of thinking hasn't changed since I was like 7 with regards to this illness. And he's trying to say, look, you know, you're an adult now, you need to be more realistic about your thought processes, and, you know, think to yourself, why am I panicking? Is there a reason to panic? What can I do to help it? What can I tell myself to make myself feel better? How do I improve the situation? Which is really helpful. Yeah, he's been a bit of a godsend. Yeah, so now I've switched to medication. I don't know if I've mentioned this. I've lost 2 stone. I have a flat stomach, which I don't think I've had since I was really poorly in those first really early videos, but I'm not that thin, as you can tell. I feel like the nurse was saying like my BMI is bang on in the middle, and I'm just like, never thought I would get there, but I have. And I was always worried that I was going to look fat in my wedding pictures, and now I don't have to worry about it, and it's just great. I just feel really good about that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. My surname's going to change. In a few weeks I won't be Jo Symes, I will be Jo Backwell, which is very exciting. But I am really nervous, and like the past few weeks I've kind of just been struggling with my anxiety. I think it's just like everybody I talk to is like, oh, wedding's coming up soon. Ooh, how's the wedding planning going? Ooh, how's wedding? And I'm just like, I just don't want to think about the wedding. I don't want to talk about the wedding. I just want to think about something else. I just want to run away. But we've got a honeymoon booked in September, so that's something to look forward to and aim for, because obviously that's it's a long flight. It's about 8.5 hours. And I get anxiety flying as well. So again, that's kind of like the challenge, to be in a good place in September. But yeah, if you have any questions or any comments you'd like to add, or then feel free to like and comment below, and I will try my best to get back to everybody. And I hope you're all well. I hope things are looking up for you. Just stay strong. I've been through up and down, like peaks and troughs, but when you're going through a trough, there is a peak. That's all I can say. That's so cheesy, but it's true. So if you're in a trough at the moment, tell yourself it's not forever. You will peak and you will be fine for a while, but you're bound to have times that you're going to be up and down, up and down. That's just, unfortunately, the way that illness works. But yeah, I'll update you when I can with any updates that I feel are important. So I shall speak to you soon. Take care, everybody.